she just being quiet.
When a black woman is being quiet, that's when you need to be afraid.
All coming together, because if we don't, we'll never survive.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love The Chi, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about The Chi Season 4, Episode 3. This is the recap. You guys let me know exactly what you thought about tonight's episode of The Chi. I thought this episode was very interesting. We're starting to see some of these storylines open up a little bit more. In this episode, to me, it felt like it was building up for future storylines. Of course, we know your boy Emmitt went through it in this episode. It was crazy for him, right? And of course, we've seen once again Kevin going through some mental things. Hopefully he's able to pull through. As of right now, it's still not looking too good for him. And of course, this episode ended crazy, right? Your boy Otis Perry, and we already know, we call her Tracy. She's a freak. And Rose, they had a hell of a scene at the end of the episode. So we're definitely going to talk about that, man. I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key facts of this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. So what did we see in episode 3? Now, of course, Nina, she's trying to tell Kevin certain things that he needs to do to stay on track as far as high school and going to college. Kevin is still not all the way there. She's trying to, motivate her son to do well, but you can already see he is still struggling. She wants the family to all be there for the family dinner for tonight. She tells Dre exactly what she pretty much told Kevin. Everybody needs to be here. And Dre tells her, well, I have a meeting to go to. I have to meet up with someone, which it was Jada. And as I told you guys in my quick thoughts video, remember Jada and your girl Dre, they knew each other from the past, I believe high school. So the two are very close. We saw in this episode that Jada wants Dre to know exactly what's going on with her health, but at the same time, she's not ready to tell everyone else. You see what I'm saying? Jada learns that this cancer is a little bit more severe and is very aggressive. So it's going to be kind of hard for her to explain this to her loved ones. And speaking of her loved ones, Emmitt had, I will say, another bad episode. Of course, he finds out the truth about Tiffany, and Tiffany finally came home. And of course, he finds out that she smashed Dante. He's pissed off, but Tiffany makes it even worse when she says that he gives head better than you. I know your boy Emmitt is going through it, man. He's like, okay, I see what time it is. Your girl Tiffany ain't playing around. This marriage, I'm telling you, the foundation of this marriage is not good so far, man. It's very bad. We get to Rashad, and we talked about Rashad's character this week, about him being the problem. Now he's talking to Jake, and they talking about, of course, the girl that Jake was messing around with in the last episode, Dakota. Just having a good time chilling, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Treg comes in, and he ain't playing pretty much. Treg tells Jake why he ain't in school and this and that. We know that, of course, Jake is going through some things at school. But he is pissed off at Treg and tells him this is Reg's house. And that's when Treg pretty much went off on him. He said, say it again. Very pissed off, right? Then he goes to Rashad and tells Rashad, look, I need you to be in this house cleaning up. You can't just be sitting up in here doing nothing. And Rashad is like, what? Like, dude, like, really? Treg did go off on him. I will agree with that. Treg was on one at the very beginning of the episode. As you can see, Rashad is like, okay, I see what time it is. Hopefully Rashad is able to get back on his feet. But at the beginning of this episode, he was going through it. Him and Treg are definitely got to have another conversation very, very soon, especially after the information that he found out about Imani. Now, the information of the police being defunded, of course, we know that was out last episode. Now, the police are pissed off. They say, okay, you want to defund us? Well, protect yourself, protect your own communities. And, Treg, he goes there, he tells Duda this, and Tracy's like, okay, I'll tell you what, we can protect our own communities. She's going to be getting this $5 million from Duda. Duda does not want Treg to have none of this money, but Tracy's like, well, we have to figure out a way to use this money. Might as well use it to help our own communities. We can help and do things ourselves. And I'm going to tell you right now, realistically speaking, this would be very hard to do. The police, all of them ain't bad at the same time. Y'all saw what your boy Treg and Big Mike was on, pulling out the strap. I mean, that was very crucial, right? In their very first call. We're going to talk about that later on. Now, your girl Dom, she gets the news that we know Emmitt has told Tiffany the truth. And Dom was like, why didn't you do that? You know what I'm saying? Why did you do that? And Emmitt is like, man, I couldn't hold it in. I had to tell her the truth. I wanted her to know. And now Dom is like, well, now things are going to be very weird between me and her. They have business together. This was the encounter that I was waiting on to see. I wanted to see how Tiffany and Dom was going to talk about what happened between them. But we know once they did communicate, it didn't go as planned, at least for me and my predictions. Now, we get to Kevin. And what do you guys think about Kevin? Did he do the right thing when it comes to Gemma? Now, I know Gemma ain't the most liked character from you guys. You guys have been saying she's, stuck up sometimes. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Gemma, she really was trying to just, talk to Kevin and have him give his side of the story on her little podcast show she gets for the school. But Kevin didn't want to hear it. He's been pushing Gemma away the whole season, but Jake stepped up to the plate. Jake said, you know what? Okay, I'll do it. He didn't want to, but Gemma, she really wanted him to. And Jake said, okay, I guess I will, let you know how I feel, give you my side of the story. And now we're starting to see that connection between Gemma and Jake. And we know that Gemma is feeling Jake as well. Now we get to your boy Nuck If You Buck. And Nuck, he brings his girl up into Imani's shop. And if you guys been following The Shy from season 3, y'all already know what the type of things Nuck be on, right, with these girls. Y'all saw that house. I talked about this in my last video yesterday. We know Nuck is a dirty character. And Imani understands his girl's in trouble. She needs help. Now, on the other hand, we find out that Nuck knows Rashad. Yes, he knows Rashad. And Imani doesn't like that. She's like, okay, Rashad, you got to get back to work. I don't need you talking to him. I need you to get back to work and do what I need you to do. Of course, Nuck is talking to him like, man, look, come kick it with your boy on your break or whatever. We can chop it up. And we already know this is not going to end well, right? We know Nuck and Rashad having the conversations together is just not going to end well for somebody. And as I told you guys, we knew this storyline would eventually open up. And it's definitely going to be between Imani. It's going to be between Rashad and Treg. And Nuck, he will have an encounter with Treg very, very soon. That's why I made the video about him being a problem. And as of right now, he's definitely keeping that same image. Imani wants to get her hands dirty. She wants to protect this girl. And at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like Treg wants to really get involved in that. But he will have to eventually, trust me. Now, Marcus, Rose, they tell Duda, look, you can't keep doing this, man. You have to let us know the things that you're doing. The whole police thing, this is blowing up. We can't have this destroying our communities. And then Marcus is like, well, maybe this can help the community. If they see that we can stop this issue between blacks and the police, it can, help the Olympics to come to Chicago. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, based on what we saw in this episode, it ain't looking too good. Those Olympics don't seem like they're about to enter Chicago based off what we saw. We know this is going to be a very tough journey for them to bring those Olympics there. They have too many issues with law enforcement, in my opinion. Now, Emmitt finds out another truth. That Suede is consistently clapping his mom's cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Once again. And he's pissed off. It seems like Jada probably is going to tell him the truth about what's going on with her. But Suede walks out. And Emmitt's like, look, you got to get this dude up out of here. He's pissed off. Jada tells him, you need to calm down. It ain't like that. Give him a chance and stuff like that. But Emmitt doesn't want to hear it at all. He ends up leaving. He's talking about you got to choose him or me and stuff like that. I mean, your boy Emmitt was just going through it emotionally. He was going through it. And as I told you guys, he's going to go through it even more when he finds out the truth about his mom's health. That going to probably push him over the edge, in my opinion. Now, as I told you guys earlier, your girl Imani wants to do something about this girl that Nuck brought up in there. Her friends is telling her this is wrong. Now this girl, she waited until Nuck left to pretty much tell Imani she's scared, because she was kind of trying to put on a front when he was there in the presence. But as soon as he left, she was like, man, dude crazy for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. So now we're going to see Imani get involved in this, which is going to end bad for someone. Now we get the return of Stanley. Papa's Pops is back. And I want to know if he's going to be stealing again or doing something, illegal again. We're going to find out very soon. But he's talking to the people, the community. They're trying to figure out a way how they can help the people. They're taking calls and stuff like that. We got Tracy there as well. So Tracy and Treg will be linking up, trying to use this money, trying to gather the community together, the black communities at that, to help and stop these issues. They feel if they can do this, keep everything at a certain level, it will be okay for them. And it is something that they can handle. But as I told you, realistically speaking, this method will be so difficult. Because y'all already know how people is. People ain't trying to hear you talk to them about nothing. And as y'all can see, as soon as Treg went up there and he talked to Jamal, telling him to calm down with him and his girl, Jamal hits him straight in the face. And then all of a sudden, Big Mike pulls the strap out. I mean, this is the first encounter. You know what I'm saying? He pulls the gun out. This is what's going to happen in the future, right? Is this any indication of what's going to happen? Because if that's the case, I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't looking too good. And then at that meeting, I believe they had like a lot of older people trying to, support this. This is going to be a very difficult thing for Treg to do along with Tracy. That money ain't going to be enough. These people have too many issues. The community, they ain't having that. Now, we get to your girl, Keisha. And Keisha is having a conversation with Emmitt. He tells her he told Tiffany the truth. And she says, look, you just got to wait it out. We know Tiffany is doing what she wants to do with her client. Keisha tells Emmitt, well, you kind of had it coming. And of course, we see once again that chemistry between the two. Keisha, on the other hand, she's going to give Emmitt the best advice, in my opinion. At the same time, she is still going through some things mentally. At the end of that scene, you can still see Keisha ain't all the way there. And if you guys been noticing, Keisha has been eating unhealthy. At the very beginning of the episode, Nina told her she needs to stop eating all that junk food. At the end of this scene, Keisha was eating junk food. I believe she was about to get a red soda or whatever, but she's not eating healthy. And you don't want to be doing that, especially if you're pregnant. So we're going to see what's going to happen as far as that baby's health once that comes. Now, Nuck, he goes and he's talking with his boy Rashad. They're wrapping it up or whatever. And then Nuck tells Rashad, like, look, Imani ain't who you think she is. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much said, that's a dude, man. A dude in a dress. And your boy Rashad is like, what? Because at first he was like, man, she ain't that bad. She just kind of bossy. But Nuck was like, nah, that's a dude in a dress. So, yeah, bro, I'm telling you right now, that ain't what you think it is. And Rashad is like, okay, I see what time it is. He looking shocked. Now, I seen somebody say they think Rashad still knew. I don't know about that. We're going to find out very soon if Rashad knew or not, but he did look very disappointed and shocked. He will be having a conversation with Treg and Imani very, very soon. Trust me. Now, we get back to Tracy. She's talking to Jamal's girl. She's trying to calm her down. As I told you guys in the past, Jamal is having issues with his girl and his sister. He's trying to get the family back together, just keep everybody on track. He's having arguments with this girl. It's not looking too good. They're trying to settle this issue, but it's very hard. And as I told you guys, this was the first call that they got, and the way that it was handled, I would say it wasn't the best, because we know Big Mike pulled the strap out. But Treg was able to have a civil conversation with Jamal. He kind of calmed down. But then he pretty much told Treg, you don't even know me like that, dude. But Treg was really giving him good advice about, doing good things and just, keeping his composure. But we know that Jamal's going to have some troubles. I think Treg and him will eventually become cool. This little encounter that they had was not the best. But it does seem like Jamal is very passionate about his family, and hopefully he's able to get that help. But at the same time, he has to want people to help him. He can't push people away. But I do understand he doesn't know who Trey is. So, of course, he is kind of resistant at first. Imani, she's having a conversation with Trey because he just got, cracked by Jamal. But then Imani tells him, look, we need to do something about Nuck and this girl and what's going on. It's not looking too good. And Trey is like, look, man, we can't be trying to do too much. I ain't really trying to be messing around with no Nuck. Imani's like, well, you're going to be sleeping on the couch. You're not just going to sit here and allow things like this to happen. We know Imani has a history. We saw that in season 3 when she was having those flashbacks of what was going on in that trap house. Something in Imani's past happened. I don't know if they're going to explain that to us in this season. We can tell that Imani definitely went through something very bad in her past, and I believe it will be revealed very soon. Now, Gemma is finally having her conversation with Jake. This is the conversation she wanted to have with Kevin, but Kevin did not want to participate. We can see Gemma grab Jake's hand, and as soon as that happens, your boy Kevin is like, okay, I see what time it is. But Jake is just explaining his side of the story on what happened. Remember, Jake didn't even want to do this, but Gemma really needed him to do this, so he was being nice and he stepped up and he did this. But he is making good points. Kevin, on the other hand, is not looking too good. Now he has that sense of, oh man, I need to get on my girl before someone else takes her, even if it is my boy Jake. Well, Kevin, like I told you guys, he's not been at the best, especially when it comes to Gemma. He definitely needs to step his game up. Now, we get to Rose, and she's pissed off. She's like, look, this stuff that you're doing, Duda, is just not going to work. They're trying to have, I would say, a meeting, her and Marcus and Duda. Tracy comes in. Rose doesn't really want her in there at this moment, but Duda's like, no, she can stay. And it seemed like it's some issues within the community. And Tracy's like, look, we can continue to do what we are doing. We're trying to protect the black communities, because Rose is like, man, look, we can't be taking out all the police because we need protection. And, Tracy's like, look, we have this. Just give us a chance to go out there and execute this game plan. And as I was telling you guys earlier, man, your boy Marcus, all he cares about is the Olympics. But at the same time, he gave Duda some solid advice. He tells Duda, look, you better watch her. And Duda was like, who, Rose? And Marcus was like, nah, Tracy. Tracy has a rap sheet. Remember that. Everybody that gets close to her seems like they end up dead. And that's just based off the history of the show. But Duda, of course, he ain't really thinking too much about it, because he's probably like, I'm going to clap those cheeks. I don't really care too much. She's cool with me. We know it's not going to end that way, right? Then we get to Tiffany. And this is the scene we've been waiting to see. Tiffany and Dom. And at first, they wasn't really trying to talk about what was going on, the elephant in the room, but they end up talking about it. And to be honest, man, Dom's like, man, you have a problem. Like, I'm not really trying to, have issues with you. She even says she likes Tiffany. And Tiffany was like, look, I ain't got time for all the drama. I'm too pissed off. I ain't with all the drama. Just don't mess around with Emmitt anymore. Just leave it in the past. So it seems like the two are cool, right? We gonna see how this all unfolds. I'm glad that they ain't gonna be on no drama type stuff, but I was expecting it to be a little bit more of an outlash, in my opinion. Now, Tiffany, she's having this event with Dom. She's having conversations with her peoples, and they telling her, look, yeah, you smashed Dante, but y'all should just have an open marriage, because this is what we got. You know what I'm saying? We cool with it. And Tiffany, she's like, I don't know about all that. But she starts to think like, okay, maybe this is something that me and Emmitt can actually have. And I read one of the comments, one of you guys said, an open marriage equals no marriage. And I'm going to tell you, based off how these guys are starting their marriage, is not looking too good. And at this event, of course, Jada is there. She's kicking it with Suede. Emmitt, of course, does not like this. But Mom, she's going to do what she wants to do. She's trying to have a good time, trying to relax, and she's trying to ease that pain. Then we get back to your boy Duda. He's talking to the community. He's telling them, look, y'all need to have faith in me. If y'all have faith in me, I promise you I will take care of you. He wants to keep everything under wraps. He doesn't want them to depend on the police. He believes the people can protect the people. As I told you guys earlier, This method is very, very dangerous because people don't know how to act. I can understand they wanting to do it themselves, but it's going to be some issues along the way, in my opinion. And I don't even know if that plan was really thought out like that for real. Now we get to Sway and Jada. Of course, she's real high. She's mellowed out. Emmitt, on the other hand, he's very worried about his mom's. He's like, look, are you okay? I want to, make sure you're good. And she says, look, Emmitt, I'm good. You ain't got to worry about me. Swade is here. I can get home. We can understand and see in Emmitt's body language, he ain't feeling this. He's going through so much, but at the end of the day, he has to live his life and he has to get through these issues. And as I told you guys, when he finds out the truth about his moms, it is going to kill him. And then we get to your boy, Darnell. And Darnell, once again, has had me cracking up each and every episode. And he's been taking too many edibles, man. And the last thing that you want to do is take too many edibles. You do not want to estimate the power of these edibles. And he was already told not to do this. He's so high, he's telling himself, look, I don't want to be high no more. And I know the feeling, y'all. Trust me, you do not want to do this. I've seen it time and time again. You get that feeling like, man, this shit need to go away. You know what I'm saying? You just want that high to calm down because this is a different high than smoking. And Darnell definitely went through it. Very funny scene. We're going to see next week if Darnell once again can have the funniest scene of the episode. Then we see Keisha. She's going through a lot of emotions, man. This whole baby thing is getting to her. The recovery of Keisha is going to be a long one. She's doing a good job at, getting through this. It's going to be some rough patches, but she's going to need that support. I believe that Octavia's character will return and she will give Keisha that support that she really needs. Now, Kevin, on the other hand, he's trying to text Gemma, talking about what you're doing. I miss you. Well, Kevin, you probably should have did this earlier on. Let's just be honest. Whether you like Gemma or not, Kevin has been slipping up when it comes to Gemma, pushing her away. And now Gemma is like, okay, I'm going to get that attention from Jake. And Kevin understands this. He understands like, man, I need to get my girl back on track. But based off what we saw, it may just be too late. Now, Dre is having her final conversation with Jada, letting her know everything is cool. She has to get to the family dinner because remember, Nina wanted everybody to be there on time at this family dinner. This is what she wanted. And everybody comes to the family dinner, right? And all these characters have been through it this episode. Nina holding that secret for Jada. Keisha going through those mental issues, trying to give Emmitt advice. Kevin, of course, not recovering yet, still going through those mental issues. His family has been going through it. And to be honest, I believe Nina, she understands and she knows that something is up. Y'all know how mothers get that feeling. I believe she really knows, and eventually she's going to start asking questions on what's really going on. Now, we get to Tiffany and Emmitt, and they're finally talking, a full conversation at least. And Tiffany's like, look, I think we should have an open marriage. And shout out to all the fans, man, because they've been saying that Tiffany was probably going to present this to Emmitt. And Emmitt's like, really? Like, you want to have this? You want to share me? And Tiffany's like, well, not like that. But then again, she kind of made it kind of confusing. But it seems like Emmitt wants to do it. At least he wants to make her happy. So he's going to agree to have this open marriage. Based off the previews, it's not going to end well because Tiffany's going to get mad about Emmitt and what he is doing. I can't wait to see how this all is going to play out. We get to the end of the episode. Duda and Tracy, of course, we already knew what was about to go down. The two like each other. They have some good chemistry. We know Tracy's tight. And Duda, he says, you know what? Let's just get it cracking. So he tries and he proceeds to clap those cheeks, right? Then all of a sudden Rose walks in and she's like, look, I didn't get an invite. What happened to me? And at this particular moment, I'm like, okay, I see what's about to happen. She about to join. But no, Rose just wants to go there and she wants to watch. She's like, look, I'll just watch. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop. And Tracy had that look on her face like, I don't know about all this. But then again, we have to remember, Tracy is a freak in the sheets. And that's exactly what look, I'm telling you, she brought that out. Put it like that. Your girl Rose is looking there, as I told you guys earlier. Rose should have just jumped on in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't mind Duda sharing or you don't mind sharing Duda, at least, might as well just jump in, get it cracking. But they didn't play it out like that. They just had Rose watch and look very entertained. I would have loved to see her jump in because, man, if that would have happened, whew, that would have been the talk of the episode. But overall, man, this episode to me was solid. This episode was more of one of those episodes where they build up different storylines. This to me was a build up episode. Some people call it a filler or whatever, but it was a build up episode for those future storylines, because now we're going to get to see what's going to happen next within these storylines. The whole Gemma and Jake thing will open up more. Rashad, Imani, and Treg's storyline as well. Who shot Duda is opening up, and we're getting closer and closer to Keisha finally having that baby. It's about to go down very soon, man. And of course, Jada revealing her secret to everybody. But overall, man, good episode. You guys let me know, man, what you think about this episode. Leave it all down below. I will be dropping that what to expect for episode 4 very, very soon. I want you guys to stay tuned. We're going to talk about episode 4 because I believe it's about to get lit. It's about to go down very soon, man. But thank you for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.